This conference will now be recorded.
Are you free? Do you feel yourself free? So do you have any pressure on you in the family, in school, or anyone else restrict your freedom?
Well, it depends on what you mean by free.
It depends on, for example, can you do what you want?
Exactly, I can't, because I can't just go and rob a bank. But if you say it as, are you free, as in, are you like,
Of course, I'm not
do
talking
you
about.
feel free? And
Okay, so you are right. So I'm talking about the certain things. Of course, cannot talk about the criminal actions. That's not acceptable in society. This is yes.
Going outside is one.
For example, in Azerbaijan, as an Azerbaijan citizen, there are certain restrictions on society. So the mentalities and the traditions, customs, so that restricts people's freedom. Yes. For example, there are too much pressure on this on children in Azerbaijan by their parents. Yes, so that the children have not chance to choose their own way and to choose their own profession for the future. Then yes, this kind of restriction exists in Azerbaijan. That's why I wanted to ask you whether you have chance to choose your own way or not.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. First, I didn't really understand you. Now I understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
Okay, so
understand the thing he's saying.
Jalil, you don't understand?
Because, like, it's obviously much better to live for just a single day as a free man than to live for 40 years as a slave. But,
Yeah.
But, like,
Mhm.
I don't get it. It's, like, kind of obvious.
Okay, this is the famous quote. Actually, the famous Azerbaijani freedom fighter, the Babet Khurramit, gave actually. So it's better to live for just a single day as a free man than to live 40 years as a slave. So you didn't understand what does it mean? Malaj, do you
No,
understand?
I know what it means. Just
it
like,
means like it's like better to live at least one day as a free person and do whatever like you like, rather than be in control and be a slave for basically your whole life.
Yes. So the Babet was a freedom fighter. He spent 20 years for the liberation of Azerbaijan territories from the Arabian occupation. Yeah, you know, Azerbaijan had been occupied different countries over the Azerbaijan history. So sometimes Azerbaijanis did not agree to live under the occupation of others. So one of these guys, so that was Babet. Babet was freedom fighter. His purpose was to liberate Azerbaijan territories from Arab occupation. Do you know what time Azerbaijan was occupied by Arabs? Arab Empire. We discussed it in our previous lesson. Yes. Do you remember? Savanshir died, and then Arabs occupied Azerbaijan. Yes. They spread Islam religion as well in Azerbaijan. They almost occupy all Azerbaijan territories. Azerbaijan remained under the Arab occupation more than 300 years. Yeah. So, guys, so Babet, at the beginning of Arab occupation of Azerbaijan territories, people people were happy with Arabs. Yes. Why? Because they didn't require Azerbaijani people to pay high taxes, and they treated us fairly, and especially fairly. And then, but over the time, when Arab Empire was started to grow, so they needed money. Yes, to fill the treasure of the state. That's why. So they increased the amount of taxes in Azerbaijan. Not only they increased the taxes in Azerbaijan, they put the heavy taxes on Azerbaijani people, but also they started to restrict the people's Azerbaijani's privileges, rights, yes. So that's why it made Azerbaijanis unhappy. So there was one movement in Azerbaijan which was called Khurramits. So they started to struggle against Arabs. Yeah, they said that we want to be independent. We are no longer agreed to live under Arab occupation. Why, guys? Why? Because they restricted our rights. Yes, so put heavy taxes on the people in Azerbaijan. So Babet was one of them. Babet joined Khurramits movement, and in his 18 when he was 18 years old. So he approximately spent 20 years to struggle against Arabs. But the question is that what was the meaning of Khurramits movement? Why they were struggling against Arabian army, Arabian empire? First of all, guys, the name of Khurramits is originated from the Turkish language. It means either happy, or in the Persian language means holy fire. Or in Turkish language, usually I refer to a Turkish language that Khurramits means happy. So the ultimate purpose, the main purpose of Khurramits movement was to liberate Azerbaijani territories from Arab occupation. Yeah, and they first in the history raised a red flag. So, and as well as they were trying to build a just society and ensure social welfare, equality among the people. So here we need to understand two main terms, historical terms. Guys, what is the meaning of red color? Have you ever heard about that? Red color means what? What does red color symbolize?
Blood.
Yeah, red color. For example, white color is a symbol of what?
Light.
Yes.
Light and like peace.
Yes, peace maybe. But what about red color?
Evil.
Jalil, what do you think? What does it symbolize, the red color?
Freedom.
Yes, freedom. You're right. So, have you seen the Soviet flag? It was red, yes, red color. So that because of the freedom of the people. So the Khurramits was the first in the history raised the first red color, and they all even wore red dress, so as a symbol of freedom. But what was the freedom for Khurramits? To be independent from the Arab occupation, to create their own independent state. Yes, they were fighting for the independence of Azerbaijan territories from the Arab occupation. On the other hand, it was the main purpose of Khurramits, okay, guys. But on the other hand, they also wanted to build a just society, the society where people were equal, and there was social welfare, the equality among the people. Do you understand what's a just society? Yes. Do you think that today there is equality in society? Is there equality and social welfare right now in societies in the world? Do you think that's a just society there is a just society in UK or in Azerbaijan? No, yes. But always a history, there had been always a struggle for building just society. But it never realized actually by anyone. So it was remained always as an idea, but it was never realized actually what is a just society. So the people struggle for building just society as a Babech, as Khurramits movement, but again, it never it never became possible to become possible to realize to this kind of society. Yeah, because the societies usually, for example, in capitalism, there are two classes. So the working class and working class as well as so let's say bourgeoisie, then they are trying to so one class is higher than other class, so it's not possible to build a just society right now. It's possible, but it's not possible in capitalism actually. Yes, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why it's not possible in capitalism? Because capitalism is unfair society and unfair social, economic, political system. Because money is important, and so the relations between people are set on and based on the money. Yes, so
Yeah.
as well as how can I say, there is a two classes. One of them is higher, upper class and lower class. That's why if there is an upper and lower classes, so social stratification, we cannot talk about justness of society, fairness of society. Okay, so the Khurramits, guys, once again, one of the first, they raised the red flag as well as they wanted to build a just society. Okay, but what was the main purpose of the Khurramits movement? Main purpose, the ultimate purpose, main purpose of Khurramits movement, to liberate Azerbaijani territories from Arab occupation. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Ayhan, did you understand the main purpose of Khurramits movement? Yeah. Look, the ultimate purpose of Khurramits was to liberate Azerbaijani territories which had been occupied by Arabs. Yeah, Jalil, what about you?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, good. So this is the famous Bas Castle that was headquarters of Khurramits movement. They were living here, fighting against Arabs here. That was located on the top of mountain. That's the reason it wasn't so easy to capture the Khurramits headquarters by the Arabs. Yes. So, but the reasons of Khurramits movement, why the Khurramits movement happened, and actually, first of all, Arabian slavery. The Arabs, they were trying to restrict Azerbaijani people's rights and privileges. They had put heavy taxes on us, and they also resettled Armenian families in Azerbaijan. That's these reasons. Because of these reasons, so the Khurramits movement revolted against the Arabian occupation of Azerbaijan. Babech, guys, so the Khurramits movement under the Babech was the most prominent representative or the leader of Khurramits movement. After he taking the control of Khurramits movement, became the leader of Khurramits movement, he gained many victories over Arabian forces, Arabian armies, and however, Arabian ruler and actually how can I say, collected all the Arabian armies against the Babech, so that they actually at the end of the story, Babech was captured and executed, and however, and then Arabian army so defeated Babech actually. But the Babech, guys, spent 20 years. During the 20 years, Arabs couldn't defeat Babech. Then, but how Babech was captured and Khurramits movement was defeated, guys? The Babech was betrayed by the nobles, and so he was captivated by Arabs. Then he was executed. Okay, I'll share the link of video with you. And so who was Babech? Let's watch one video.
All of it.
Hmm?
Should we watch the whole video?
I'll share. Wait, 1 minute, please. That's animation. Okay, watch this video, please. That's short, 3 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Short video. So then I'll show the Bass Castle to you as well. Bass Castle was a headquarter of Khurramits movement. The
Can
center of
everyone mute while I'm watching it?
what, Jali? I didn't understand you. Sorry.
Can everyone mute while I'm watching it? Because I can't really
Yeah,
hear
of course.
it.
Okay, okay. I'll put 2 videos. One of them is about Bass Castle and another one is Khurramits movement. So please don't forget, Bass Castle was the headquarter of Khurramits movement. Okay.
I finished.
Okay, have you finished?
Yes.
Okay, did you understand everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so but if I'm not mistaken, in the video that's mentions that Babak was Persian freedom fighter. Yes, Persian freedom, but that's not correct. But that he was Azerbaijani freedom fighter. But unfortunately, Persians, Iranian people usually claim that Babak was a Persian, actually freedom fighter. But no, he was Azerbaijan. He was living in the southern part of Azerbaijan.
Can I say what happened? Was he killed in 755?
755.
Yeah.
So your voice is lagging. Can you please repeat one more time?
Did he die in 755?
1755. Manage, can you please write in chat? I don't understand really what you say. No, it's not correct. He died in 878. 38. Okay, he was executed and by the Arabs in Samira city. So I'll explain. Jalil, did you finish?
I've watched the first video, but I haven't watched the second video.
Okay, we can wait. Okay.
Oh, I haven't.
Okay, I'm done.
What about you? Have you finished?
Yes.
Okay, good guys. So and so have you let me to ask one question from the video. Okay, who was Babel? Can you please explain me? Ayhan.
Freedom Prayer.
Ayhan. Who was Babel Khurramit? He was freedom fighter in Azerbaijan, but who was against? He was fighting against who?
Arabs.
Arabs, yes. Why? Because Arabs had occupied the majority of the most of
yeah.
yes, Azerbaijan territories. Okay. So, Jalil, what else? What was the main purpose of Khurramit movement? Babech.
So that people would become free and to end the war.
Yes, they wanted to create the independent Azerbaijan. Yes, they were trying to make Azerbaijan independent, Azerbaijan territory. So, but why Babech why Babech failed at the end of story? What was the reason?
He got captivated by the Arabs.
Captivated by Arabs, and then so he was betrayed by the nobles. Yes.
Yeah, and then after he died, he showered in his own blood and held his head up high to show that he was fearless.
Yes. So so before the captivation of Babech, actually, Arabs had captivated his son, and the Arabian ruler forced his son to write a letter asking his father to surrender. But however, you know what was the answer of Babech to his son?
What?
In reply to the letter, his son, Babech wrote, "It is better to live one day free than to live 40 years as a slave." That's the reason I mentioned this quote at the beginning of lesson. This is the response of Babech to his son, because in captivation, Babech's son asked his father to surrender to the Arabian ruler. But Babech didn't agree with that, and he wrote to his son, "Hey guys, my son, I will not surrender. Actually, it is better to live one day free than to live 40 years as a slave. That's why. So Babech, anyway, Babech captivated and executed by Arabs 838, and so he showed actually great courage even while executing. He was executed by the Arabs. So, and Arab Caliph ordered to cut first his legs and hands in order to see his defeated face. Yeah, you know. And so because Babet actually challenged the Arabian Empire, so he spent 20 years. He killed many Arabian military commanders and Arabian armies, defeated Arabian armies several times. That's why the Babech had been very problematic person for the Arabian ruler, not only for Azerbaijan, but also Babech's revolution, Babech's struggle movement spread all over the Arabian Empire. And so how can I say, this part other how can I say, the uprising against Arabian army. That's why Arabian ruler was afraid of Babech. So that's why he was executed and demonstrated in public place to the everyone. It should be lesson to you. Never fight against Arabs. Okay. So, but guys, let's say these Khurramits movements failed, yes. But if he spent 20 years, yes, it means that he achieved something, yes. He succeeded in something, but what? Can you please read this part? What is the significance of Khurramits movement in Azerbaijan history? Although it failed, Khurramits movement set an example for the other uprisings against Arabian Caliphate. So Khurramits movement significantly weakened Arabian Empire. So after a short period of time, Azerbaijan became independent from the Arab occupation. Okay, guys. Did you understand the role of Khurramits movement in Azerbaijan history? Yes? Hey guys, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Do you understand the role of Khurramits movement in Azerbaijan history? It significantly weakened Arabian Empire. Since then, Azerbaijan became independent after the death of Babech. Okay. Okay. Good. So question number. So let's do quiz together. And okay, you have let's say that 7 minutes. Please complete this quiz, and I'll ask questions from the quiz. Okay. And turn off your mic, please. Okay, good.
Can you put the page up a bit, because I can't really see the top of the crossword.
Yeah, okay, wait.
I'm not going to do the crossword. I'm just going to answer the questions.
What? Sorry.
Can I just answer the questions?
One by one?
Yeah, no, because I don't. Do I have to do the crossword?
Yeah. So.
The questions are for the crossword.
Yeah, I know, but do I have to do the crossword?
So I can share crossword in my Google Classroom. Do you have access to my Google Classroom? I'll share in Google Classroom.
Yeah.
If you want it, okay, I'll share in Google Classroom. Please wait 1 minute. If you want to make the quiz on the crossword, so let me to share my Google Classroom with you. Okay. Malaj, I shared my classwork in Google Classroom.
Okay,
Have you
thank you.
joined Google Classroom? If you
Yes.
haven't joined, this is my Google Classroom code. Okay, you have 7 minutes. Turn off your mic, please, guys. I don't hear anything. So your voice is so lagging today, Malaj. I don't understand what you talk.
So I can't remember what number 3 was.
Number 3, let me to write in chat. Baz Castle. Baz, or in Azeri language, it's Baz Qalası, Baz Castle. In English, if I'm not mistaken, Baz Castle. Okay.
Okay.
Sir,
7.
sir, no. What was? I'm stuck on number 4.
Number 4. What does the term of Khurramits mean in ancient Turkish language? The happy.
The happy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Khurram in ancient Turkish language, it means happy. So happiness.
Thank you.
You know, they felt themselves happy. They were living in Baz Castle. They were doing what they wanted. Arabs did not restrict their rights. So that's the reason maybe they were happy. But in ancient Persian language, so the meaning of Khurram is holy fire, holy fire. Have you finished? Time is over.
Yes.
Good. Okay, let's start with the first question. Sorry, Ayhan and Jal, yes. Jal, have you finished? Ayhan, have you finished?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So first question is, Khurramits movement was against whom? Against who?
Arabs.
Arabs, Arabian Empire, yes. So
Yes.
first one, the liberation of Azerbaijan territories was the main goal of
Freedom?
no, the liberation of Azerbaijan territories was the main goal of Khurramits.
Independence.
Khurramits, yes. Not only Babech, guys, please don't forget. So Babech only was one of the leader of Khurramits movement, yes. The Khurramits movement was older than Babech. Babech just was the third leader of Khurramits movement. He was not the only leader. That actually, before Babech, Khurramits was led by Javidan, for example. I didn't talk about him, so but keep in your mind that Babech was the most prominent leader of Khurramits movement. So the main purpose was to liberate Azerbaijan territories from the Arab occupation. Okay, question number 3. What was the name of headquarters of Khurramits movement? I already answered this question, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was Bas Castle. Yes.
Castle, yeah.
Have you watched video or the photos that it's located today in Iran, on the top of mountain? That sometimes it's also called Babet Castle, sometimes Bas Castle, sometimes Bat Castle. I'm not sure, but that's clear. Babet spent 20 years in Bas Castle against Arabs, to fight against Arabs. Okay, question number 4, Khalil. What does no, the answer to this question, yeah. The question number 7, Khurramits also wanted to build what? Khurramits wanted to build what? Khalil?
I couldn't remember this one either.
You don't remember? Okay. So do you remember we told that we were talking about just society, yeah? So one of the purpose of Khurramits was to build a just society, yes? That the fear, the equality among the people, yeah? Because Arabs actually discriminated Azerbaijani people, so they never thought that we were equal to the Arabs. They prefer Arabian originated people rather than Azerbaijanis. That's why they discriminated us. Yes, that's why the Khurramits were requiring the social justice, a just society, equality among the people. Okay, then Ayhan, Khurramits raised what for the first time in history as a symbol of freedom, and the Khurramits raised what? Ayhan. Red flag, am I right? Yeah, red flag as a symbol of freedom, yes? The freedom, so the struggle for the freedom. Red color is the symbol of struggle for the freedom, actually. If you have noticed or not, I'm not sure. Even some countries' flag is red, yes? That's the symbol of freedom and freedom for fighting for the freedom. For example, let's say China, and then so ancient the old Soviet Union that collapsed in 1991. So, and then what else? There are some countries that the red color is depicted on their flag today, even today. Even Azerbaijan's flag, one of the color is red, yes. But these colors, the meaning of this, the meaning of the red color in Azerbaijan flag, it actually is different. So, the Malach, question number 6.
Was it Babach?
Yes, the most prominently, yes. So
Yeah.
question number 5. Ayhan, question number 5. The same question, almost the same question. Ayhan, do you hear me? Khurramits raised a red flag for the first time in history as a symbol of what?
Is it a symbol of freedom?
Yeah, of course, a symbol of freedom. You're right. Of course, symbol of freedom. So let's summarize the questions. The Khurramits movement was against Arabs, Arabian occupation of Azerbaijan. Question number, so what does the term of Khurramits mean? Khurramits, an ancient Turkish language, meaning is happiness. Then question number 7, the Khurramits also wanted to build a just society and fairness and equality among the people. Khurramits raised the red flag for the first time in history as a symbol of freedom. Then liberation of Azerbaijan territory was the main goal of Khurramits movement. But on the other hand, they also wanted to build a just society. But if I am asking, the main purpose was to liberate Azerbaijan. Okay, question number 3. What was the name of headquarter? It was Baz Galası, Baz Castle, and
Hello,
Khurramits. Yep.
Okay. I said for 5 freedom.
Yeah, freedom. Who was the leader of Khurramits? Actually, the question should be, who was the most prominent leader of Khurramits movement? It was Babich, yes. So let's answer the questions at the end of my presentation as well. So first of all, question number 1. What significant role did Khurramits movement play in Azerbaijan history? Ayhan, what do you think? What role that did the Khurramits movement play in Azerbaijan history?
They made Azerbaijan have high taxes and
That was the first freedom movement in Azerbaijan history against occupiers. Yes, am I right? First freedom movement against occupiers. So as well as this movement weakened Arabian Empire significantly. As a result, Azerbaijan became independent. Okay, did you understand the importance of Khurramits movement? Yep. Can you please repeat? So Khurramits weakened Arabian Empire significantly. As a result, Azerbaijan became independent. Yes, Azerbaijan they broke from the Arabian occupation and declared its independence.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Become independent.
Yeah, independent. Yeah, you're right. But Babich actually couldn't achieve independence of Azerbaijan. After his death, Azerbaijan became independent, yes. But at least Khurramits movement paved the way for the independence of Azerbaijan. Because why? Because it weakened Arabian Empire. Because Arabs spent too much military weapons, soldiers to defeat the Khurramits movement. Okay, why Khurramits revolted against Arabian rule? Jalil, why do you think Khurramits revolted against Arabian Empire?
So that the Azerbaijani country could be independent and free.
Yes, but what was the problem? Because at the beginning of Arab occupation of, yes, Azerbaijani people actually, they really liked Arabians, yes. But what happens then? What changed then? The Azerbaijans, it made Azerbaijanis unhappy with Arabs.
The inequality.
Inequality, yes, you're right, was one of them because they restricted Azerbaijanis' rights, yes, and privileges. But on the other hand, so, for example, they required heavy taxes from Azerbaijani population, and then, as you said already, discrimination, inequality in society against Azerbaijanis. All of them contributed to the dissatisfaction, discontent against Arabian Empire. So, Melech, what is the social inequality? Why did Khurramits try to build a just society?
To get independence.
To get independence. What was the problem with no, let me look through the question again. Why did Khurramits try to build a just society? So they thought that so Arabs, the Arabian Empire, that treated people unfairly. Yes, they prefer Arabian originated people rather than the local people of Azerbaijan. They promoted Arabian originated people to the positions in Azerbaijan ruling as a ruling of Azerbaijan rather than local people. Yes, that's why. So, but the Khurramits movement actually was trying to build a just society where all the people were equal to each other. Yes, no one were discriminated actually in this kind of society. But they couldn't achieve actually. So why do you think nobles who was previous supporter of Babich betrayed him? Okay, So that's really good question. Why do you think the people, the nobles, ruling class, who was previously supporter of Babych, supported Babych, then they betrayed him? Why do you think, Jalil, they betrayed Babych? Nobles.
Is it because they were captured and like they were forced to do it, or it was maybe because they were being offered something?
Yeah, Arabs offered money to the nobles in return of betrayal to Babych, okay? So that's why. So what was the Babych's mistake at the beginning? He too much relied on the nobles' help. That's why. So it wasn't acceptable. For example, Arabs told to the nobles, local people of Azerbaijan, nobles, yeah, higher classes, told that we will give your privileges back, and you should be cooperated. You should cooperate with us against Babych. Okay, they betrayed Babych because the Arab ruler promised them their privileges, to give their privileges back, to give their properties back, lands back. Okay, that's why they betrayed Babych actually. Good. What do you think Khurramits raised? Why do you think the Khurramits raised the red flag? Ayhan, why Khurramits raised the red flag? What was that? What does it symbolize?
Freedom.
Freedom. They wanted to be free, yes, to free Azerbaijan territories from
Yep.
Arab occupation. Yes, good. So red color. What was the Babyk's response to his son? Alach, what was the Babyk's response to his son when he wanted his father to surrender?
He said it's better to have one day as a free man than 40 years as a slave.
Yes, good. You are right. Perfect. Okay, so my last question is actually the common question, so comes to all class members. Why freedom is important for the nations, and for the people?
So people
For
can be
example,
happy.
yeah, the freedom makes people happy, yes. So that you feel yourself. So you feel, how can I say? For example, Azerbaijan lived under the Russian occupation more than 100 years, and more than 70 years under the Soviet occupation, yes. So do you think people were happy during this occupation? We didn't have, we couldn't use our own language, yes. They put a restriction on us. So how can I say? So for example, so that if we couldn't use our natural resources like the oil, so that's why. So the people, they were not happy with the occupation. That's why it is important to have your independence. All nations, at least in history, experience one national movement. For example, as far as I remember, national movement in UK. There is a famous national movement in UK, Ireland. Yes, they fought against the United Kingdom to be independent. So, for example, what else? National movements. Yes, okay, that's all. So there are many national movements, but in Europe, in the world, different parts of the world. For example, Indian national movement against the UK colonization. Yes, these are just examples very close to UK history. That's why I mentioned Azerbaijan national movement against Russia, Soviet Union, and then that's all.
Okay.
Okay, guys, good. That as a result of Khurramits movement, Arabian Empire lost its control over the territories. Yes, so Azerbaijan became independent. That's all. Good,
Yep.
good. If do you know Azeri language?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, good. So that you are recommended to watch the famous Azerbaijani movie Babych. Okay, if you want to be impressed by Babet's national movement, please watch this movie. It's a very interesting movie. Babet, okay? Azerbaijani movie. Okay, good guys. Bye bye.
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 Bye bye.